Where in your life are you being called into leadership? That is the energy for this beautiful Monday, July 20th. We are being called and shaped into today the leader that we're meant to be. And you're going to see that any area in your life where you've been afraid of stepping into and really exploring that part of yourself, whatever fear comes up, that is the area where you need to lean into today and ask yourself, where can I stand and be a leader in here? You're being asked today and moving forward, where can I step into my leadership? This energy that is now moving forward into the new cycles of life, we're now moving into a new dimension of ourselves. Our identities are now shifting to one that is more aligned and more purposeful. So I'm excited to see what we get in today's reading. I'm Makul. Thank you for being here. This is Soy La Medicina, hosted by Miracles Within Us. And like I always love to do, we start with a little cleansing and clearing. Here we go. Anything that is weighing on you, the fear that you are feeling right now around that question, where am I being asked to step up and to be a leader? I want you to really ask yourself that question today and really take it serious, because you could either jump on this timeline or fall behind. And we don't have time to fall behind. We don't have time to repeat the cycle. We do not have the energy. We do not have the same opportunities won't be presented to us again. All right, so let's see what we got today. Ooh, first card, Page of Wands. Right. Page of Wands is about stepping into a new possibility with curiosity and allowing the fire of the spirit to walk you through. All right, we have a few cards here. We have the Wheel of Fortune, Major Arcana. The fate is changing. Things are shifting. Wow. Right behind that, we have the Star. Whoa, we're having all these major arcanas. Look, there's a moth that just landed on me. Hi, little moth. Okay, go over there. Thank you. We have the Star. We have the Hierophant. Wow. And then in reverse, we have the Eight of Wands. Wow. I want to show you this. Look at all of these major arcanas, beginning with the Wheel, stepping into the Star, and then the Hierophant. Do you see something here? Let me put this down for a sec. I want to show you something here with this. Do you see this? We are being asked to really step into shifting our faith, right? Our fated destiny. We're not talking about religion. We're talking about stepping into the fated destiny, right? And then right after that, we have the Star. The Star energy is about the star is always out. Now, we only see stars in a clear night sky, but the stars are here in the daytime, on a cloudy day, on a night that is also a very cloudy night. The star is still there. And so this is what we need to remind ourselves, is that even when things seem cloudy, there seems to be confusion. There seems to be maybe too much brightness in the sky. The sun is overpowering us. The sky, the sun, the star is still shining. And that's the part of us that we need to embrace, is that no matter the cycles of whatever's going on, you need to embrace that you are the star. There's one that is lighting up the sky at night. You're always there during the day or at night, and you're only seen in the darkness, but you're always having an impact even when the sun is shining. So even though things may seem clear and the purpose seems clear at certain moments, as the sun is shining on my face, right? There is a remembrance of who we are. We must remember what the core as to why we do what we do. That is what's going to give us the energy to step into the leader, to be the Hierophant, right? The Hierophant has the keys here at their foot. And they see this couple, this divine couple here, this union is waiting to be officiated by this Hierophant. And you are that. This is you. This is your potential right now. Our potential is to step into that. But in order to do so, we need to remember the journey, the Page of Wands, the journey of our spirit. We're being called at this moment in time to begin the awakening of our curiosity and no longer being afraid of it. We've been playing small. We've been in the shadows. And now we're being asked to step and change the fate. And it's going to require us having full connection with ourselves and a trusting in ourselves, because in the beginning, it may feel like I'm putting in this work, I'm doing this effort, I'm showing up, and nothing's happening yet. Nothing's happening yet. And you keep looking for external validation. And what we're being told at this moment internally is keep the fire burning. Do not let your flame go too low or turn off because you don't see anyone else appreciating what you're offering. It just means that at this time, you're perfecting your offer. You're perfecting the way you're showing up, right? The physical world takes a while for it to catch up because of the vibrational frequencies, right? When we are in the spirit world, everything is like pretty much instant. You want it, you got it. You want it, you got it, right? Here, there is a delay. There's a need to go through a filter, right? It's like when right now we filter our waters and things like that in order to drink it. We just can't just pick it up and drink it. We need to let it go through the filtration system so that it can then be nourishing into our body. And we must remember to remineralize, oh my God, tongue tie, that as well, right? And it's like, even though, right, like right now I just got tongue tied and someone will probably judge me for mispronouncing the word, who cares? Right? The thing here is that you continue to move forward and every day become a better, more brighter, more you person, right? We cannot just be looking for the external validation to shape who we are, because the knowing is within, right? Soy la medicina. I am the medicine was birthed and it is here at this time because of the remembrance of the healing of within. That everything comes from within. And yes, we'll eat and that's outside, but it still comes from within. I get to choose what I'm going to ingest. I get to choose how I'm going to move forward. I am the medicine, right? And that's what this is talking about here. What is your medicine, right? As you start asking the question to yourself, where am I being called to step into leadership? Where am I being called into step into leadership? And I'm going to tell you something. The leadership that is that's being called in right now is going to require you to step into places where you have some fear. Okay? You're going to have to overcome your limited beliefs around yourself. The programming around your low self-esteem needs to be completely eradicated. And that's what I'm feeling here. As you let yourself go as this explorer, right? This page of wands is like an explorer, right? And then we step into that wheel of fortune. The wheel of fortune is about, this is the opportunity to change, to shift, to move into another dimension. We have that now. And even energetically, this is a very powerful day. I'm sure a lot of you know all of the jargon around, what's happening planetary with all the planets, and it's awesome. And the energy that's also coming through the spirit is in alignment with that as well. So take it from all angles. Let it fuel you. Let yourself see that you're the star. And it's time for you to water the star within, to see, what am I made of? What is a star? You are literally stardust. What is that? The stardust is made up of the cosmos. What is the cosmos? The cosmos is the everlasting energy. It is what we're connected to. It is the grand spirit, el espíritu. It is the higher consciousness. It is the Christ consciousness. It is the Cristo. That is you. Whether you want to believe that or not, that is you. And you are being asked today to remember that. You are that. And so as you step into that and step into the Hierophant, and you put yourself where you righteously belong, on that throne, you place yourself exactly where you need to be. And you'll see that the people who need to hear you, that need to see your art, the people who want to help you, will be there looking at you. They will almost be at your feet, right? And it's not in a worshiping way. It is in a way of like, oh, how can I support you? They'll be the ones that you can lean on. They'll be a part of your foundation, and you will then lift them up as they lift you up. That's what's being called here, right? With the Eight of Wands, right? Ah, there's an ant. The Eight of Wands came in reverse, and this I like, because the Eight of Wands is a very fast energy. And what we're being told to do is, in order for you to hear where you are to move into leadership, you have to first become still. You just can't go running, okay, leadership here, boom, and go. You need structure. You need organization, right? And in order to know that, you need to make it really clear. There's something around writing it down. There's something around like, I am stepping into leadership in, and filling in the blank. And then this is how I see myself doing such, and fill in the blank. And then it's like, this is how I can now break it down into the first month, right? And then this first week, all the way down to the first day, right? If I'm going to start today and develop it, what is the first step? What is the second step? And in order for you to know the first, second, and third, you kind of have to go backwards, right? And what I mean by backwards is like, hold the big vision, know what you're working towards. Why is it you that is stepping into that leadership role? What is it that you uniquely bring into that leadership that is not there now, right? And it's connected to the perspective of how you see things, and also the experience you have. No one can put together your experience with the perspective that you're going to deliver. Only you can come up with that, because it is your unique sort of blueprint, your unique footprint, that it is your unique print, right? Our fingerprint. It's your uniqueness that is being yielded into the position. It's almost being saying like, there's like a little, like your higher self, the version of you that has already transmuted into that, is behind you, pushing you. And you're going to feel that today. And the thing is, you're going to probably feel it through frustration. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm so tired of this. And because where you are currently isn't the leadership role. These ants are loving me. Right? This you are not in the position of your leadership. So because of that, you're now in a space where there is a lot of frustration. There's bitterness. There's anger. There's rage. I want you to talk to that part of you, the rage, the anger, the disappointment, the frustration, and say, why am I feeling frustrated? Oh, because I feel like I'm wasting my time doing this, or, right? And then when you find whatever that is, then I want you to say, okay, how can I step into, what am I being asked to right now to step into leadership in? Drop into your heart and listen to the whispers of your spirit. Okay, let's see what we have underneath. Another major arcana. No lo creo. Oh my God, I don't believe this. Look at this. We have the justice. Justice. And this is also Libra energy, right? I have a lot of Libra in my chart. So I could really relate to this need of justice. And even in like my Noales, right, which is like my Mayan reading, my Mayan energy, I am also the divine justice. Like everything in my chart, no matter which method of astrology or uh, readings, right? Like even in human design, anything that I do, I always end up with this understanding of justice, that I am here to bring justice. And yet, in a way that is not being behind wearing a black robe in a room, right? No, it is by a different expression. And I'm sharing this because so do you. In some form, in some way, you are here to bring justice to something in a very unique, different way that has not really been done before. Right? And the thing with something that's never been done before, it's exciting, but it's also, there's there's no blueprint. There's no, you are the blueprint. You are the one dictating how it ends up being. So this is where you need to be very strategic with yourself, your energy around how to move forward in it, right? Is okay, if I were to take myself seriously in this project that I say I have this unique perspective, I really feel that this is where I'm being led and called to in leadership, but there is no one out here doing this. There's no really example of this. And the ones that I do see, they're just not hitting the mark the way I see it. That's a good thing, because you are going to be the catalyst of that new movement. And that is a very huge responsibility. And I want you to see responsibility as a gift, not as a burden. Responsibility is not about others, it's about yourself. How are you going to be responsible for how you deliver your message? Right? Underneath everything, divine justice is at play. You have the scales of justice on your side. So even if you don't have the right words right now, you don't have the perfect script, you don't have the following yet, you don't have the right people, whatever it is, you don't have the right maybe camera if you're going to do videos, doesn't matter. What is being called is for you to get clarity around the divine justice and the delivery of what it is that you're bringing forward, right? There's something around that here, that the need to remember who exactly you are. And in order to do that, you have to slow down somehow. All right, so I'm going to pull out another card. You hear the plane? I don't know if it's picking up on the mic. I didn't think you would hear planes here. But there's something to this. There's something about having to travel, right? Like you see, like I just said right now, I didn't think you would hear planes here, right? And that's the thing. It's like the awareness, the leadership that you're being called into, there's a part that you hit when you start to open up that you're like, I didn't know it would require me to do this. Or I wouldn't, right? And so like there's this new thing that comes in, but then it's also exciting because it's like, wait, travel? I would love to share my message and travel around and sharing my message or sharing the divine justice or whatever it is, right? So there's something around that as well, where it's like you something unexpected also comes with the invitation of the leadership of when you asking for leadership. We have here the fire guardian. Ignite your passions. Ignite your passions. That really puts a smile on my face. Like I feel joy seeing this. And I also feel a little bit of like a little fear that comes in because it's like the joy is like, yes, I want to step into this, but dang, this is going to require me to have a completely shift, like a complete shift of identity. My identity, these ants, the identity that is being birthed right now is going to keep morphing into something, right? I want to pull out another one. I'm going to put this here. There is igniting, remember, like we said in the beginning, do not let your fire burn out. There's a lot of fire energy here. And also, like, we're at the end of the Cancer season. Like, we're about to step into Leo season. You know what I mean? Mercury retrograde is about to end in a few days, right? So we have these last few little things that are like about to finalize. And then once they finalize, we're stepping into a new, it feels like a portal. Like we're stepping into a portal. And what is a portal, right? What is a portal to you? What does that mean to you? To step into a portal, to jump a timeline, to shift from one dimension to another. What is that for you? What is that for you? We're about to find out. Let me go pick that up. Ah. You know what I love about doing this in nature is like it's not structure, right? And that's the thing, is like everything, wow, there's a lot of cards here. Everything here is, that's what this is being called. The leadership that is being called doesn't have a structure to it. You create that structure and you create the fluidity of that, right? So let's see what we have here. We have Lord. Take charge with authority. I'm gonna just get closer. Then we have autumn. Release the old and rest. So we're in the peak of summer right now in the northern hemisphere. Okay. So it's like whatever you're birthing now, whatever energy that you're doing right now, this leadership inspiration that is coming to you now, in the autumn time, something is going to show. There's going to be something happening then. But to get there, we have the hermit, right? And this says retreat and recharge, right? Then we have here the guardian angel, you are not alone. Then we have the spirit fox, trust your talents in changing times. And then we have the arrow in reverse. Surround yourself with protective energy. I feel like this is actually, there's a deep meaning with this arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. It's like you are overly protecting yourself to the point that you have paralyzed the energies around you. This is like saying at this time, you are already protected, right? Because right before that, we had the spirit fox, which is trust your talents in this changing time, and the guardian angel. You are not alone, right? So if we were to put this all together, it's time for you to take charge with authority, remembering who you are on the throne, that you are the Lord, right? And not Lord like Lord God. We're talking about like the authority of your life. Nothing else should or should be allowed to govern you. You are your own governing. You have enough wisdom, enough knowledge to know what is right and not right for you. This is the underlying trusting of yourself, right? So we take charge with authority. Release the old and give yourself time to rest. And as you do so, you retreat and recharge. Trust, and then we go into you are not alone. As you retreat and recharge, you are not alone. Trust your talents in changing times. Surround yourself with protective energy. Did you hear that storyline? Did you see that? Did you really get that? Did you integrate this right now as you step into the role of your leadership? And you know what's so great? We are moving into Leo season, and Leo energy is all about the self and leadership and look at what I have. Not in a way, a healthy, balanced Leo energy. It says, look what I can do, not from a place of ego, but from a place of reflection. Look at what I can do and you can do too, right? That is what Leo energy is really about. And if you're in if you're around a balanced Leo, you get that energy from them. You see this self-empowerment in them. They have this very like knowing self energy, right? And we can take that energy now because that energy is being called to us. We're stepping into that Leo energy tomorrow, right? And then Mercury retrograde shifts on the 23rd, right? Which is 2 days after that, right? And then we're still in a little shadow. So we still get the benefit of realigning, but we're stepping into this energy of knowing thyself, right? The knowing of thyself, the knowing of oneself, the knowing of I am. Very powerful. The knowing of I am. The remembrance that you are made up of the same thing that has created this universe and all universes, right? Like, think of that. Feel into that truth and that knowing you carry the same creative energy that created you, that created these trees and these beautiful rocks and everything that we see, the animals, each other. That is in you. And now you're being asked to birth more, to continue the expansion of that, right? We always just think of birth, of having children. There is so much more than that, right? That is a beautiful thing. We must continue. Ah, bee. Bees are cute is the sound that drives me a little crazy. Ah, So, take charge with authority. Release the old and rest. Retreat and recharge. You are not alone. Trust your talents in changing times. Surround yourself with protective energy. You have to see yourself as that. Remember that you you got to keep the fire lit. You have to keep your fire lit. Right? You have to ignite it and keep it moving. Keep it going. Don't let your fire get dim. Don't let others interrupt your fire. Whenever you're noticing a specific situation, a specific environment or persons that every time you encounter them or you try to share your gifts, the first thing they do is, oh, how you going to do that? And they say it from a place of squishing, not from a place of curiosity. They're like, wow, whoa, that's a huge goal. Like, how do you see that happening? I want to know. I want to get into your brain, right? That's a person of curiosity. A person who then, or versus a person who says, oh, how you think you're going to do that? Like, like that way of like disbelief, right? That I want you to be aware of that and to take note of that and protect your projects, protect your leadership right now because it is in a vulnerable state of being birthed, right? It's like when a woman is giving birth, she needs to be surrounded with trusting people as she is in her most vulnerable, as her portal is open and she has two worlds happening at once, right? She is opening and bringing life into another being. And in that moment, she is in her most vulnerable, right? And she needs to be surrounded by those who will protect her vulnerability and the birth of that baby. She needs to entrust in every person there, right? That is what this is too. Whatever it is that you are birthing, who is in your birth room, right? Like that is what you need to see. And know that you cannot do this alone. This is not a leadership that is alone. It might start off alone, meaning your ideas and things, but then eventually, as it starts to birth, and you're in your most vulnerable because you're trying something new, you're speaking out finally after never or maybe a long time of not, whatever it is, this is that moment where you have to have that strong foundation around you so that if something tries to pierce in and attack you, you have your defense around you. And the first defense is you. Your first defense is your spirit. Your first defense is your ancestors. Call on them. Say, ancestros, soy su hija. Like for me, I would say, ancestros, ancestors, your daughter's calling you, right? So I define myself as feminine, but whoever, they is calling you. He is calling you. Your son is calling you. And as such, I ask you to walk with me and guide me and protect me from the unseen. Help me see what I do not see. Make it clear to me where it is for me to go to next. I open my heart to receive your guidance. I trust in your signs as I know that you speak to me through everything, through people, through nature, through a song. I ask that you make it so clear to me that I cannot miss it. And I open myself up and take the responsibility of remembering that. I ask you to keep me safe in this beautiful bubble of time, to direct my motions, my motion, and my emotions to align with the true purpose of where I'm being led to today and tomorrow and now and now and now, right? Moving forward. This is that time to remember to bring that forward, right? My friends, like, you cannot forget that you are not alone, even though physically you may be alone, but you're not. There's a spirit world that we don't see. We only see a very fraction of what's actually here. There are other energies in front of us and between us, right? Like, we just don't see because our eyes are not um made to be seen that at this time, right? So know that you are not alone as you are stepping into this leadership, but it's going to require you to have some courage and some strength. And a place to look at to find out where am I being called to be a leader is in the places that you feel the most uncomfortable, where the spaces that you're feeling within your body that is frustrating, that brings up anger, rage, bitterness, right? I want you to take those as signs of, like, I'm being called here to take leadership and responsibility in some way. I need to shift the perspective of being a victim to being the leader, right? This is that. And when you step into that energy, you will get a flutter of more momentum energy to move forward into the leadership. Okay, it's right now, it's very in spirit, right? In the spirit of you, right? We didn't get no pentacles today, but we got a lot of major arcanas, right? Underneath everything, we had the justice, right? Which is about the balancing of the scales. The justice is about, I'm bringing divine justice as I step into my leadership. And in order to do so, we need to be like this page of wands, that curiosity, right? We're stepping into this. I have this new idea. I may make some mistakes. I may whatever, but I'm going to use every opportunity that I make a mistake as a growing point. And as such, I get better and better and better. I cannot be perfect at it at my first shot. It's like riding a bike, right? You don't just get on the bike and automatically you're riding the bike. No, you have to train yourself on how to balance it. A lot of the times we put training wheels, right? And eventually we got to take those training wheels off. Eventually we have to trust that we know enough to try it, even though we may go a little bit and fall. But the next time we'll get on it, we get a little further and then fall. Then we'll get on it and go a few blocks and maybe fall, tip, maybe not fall all the way, maybe just lose balance until we figure out the way how to really balance ourselves on it, and then we could start doing tricks, right? Like, then we could have a motorbike, right? Then we, right, like, it's all about that, and that's what we're talking about here. We're changing the fate with this wheel of fortune, right? And as we do so, we are reminded that we are the star, that the cosmos lives within us, because stardust is the same makeup of the universe. Sit with that. The star that you are made of, is made of the same thing that has created this universe. So you are the creator. You are also the witnessing of the creation. You are experiencing your own creation. And as such, you put yourself on the throne knowing, oh, I'm experiencing my own creation, then I should start creating some things that I like. In any area that I feel this unbalanced in, I can do something about. I'm not a victim to it. I need to step into the role of leadership here. Right? And sometimes that leadership is leaving a relationship. Sometimes it's telling, the people around you, hey, we need more structure here to make this work. These are some ideas. What are yours? Right? And then we have that Eight of Wands in reverse, which is like we do so listening and slowing down. We can't just speed and keep going the way we've been going. That's not going to help us. What is going to help us is slowing down. What is going to help us is having that inner dialogue. It's going what is going to help us is to keep the fire lit, right? What's going to help us is taking charge with authority. What's going to help us is rest, release the old and rest. What's going to help us is retreat and recharge. What's going to help us is remembering that we are not alone. What's going to help us is trusting our talents in changing times. What's going to help us is surrounding ourselves with protective energy. And then we go right back at it again, igniting that fire, right? Taking charge with authority, right? It just keeps going. What cycle are you on? Let it be one you like. So, what are the places in your life that are asking you to step into leadership? If this message resonated with you, I would love to connect with you. You can book your complimentary 30-minute session at my site, soylamedicina.com, the awareness call. If this really resonated with you and you're really ready to step into some leadership, but you just need someone to kind of process it with, let's have that conversation. All right, my beautiful souls. De mi corazón hasta la tuya. From my heart to yours. See you tomorrow. Ciao.